No one expected this moment to hit so hard. As Taehyung said his final goodbye, cameras caught Jungkook fighting back his emotions, his eyes glistening, his lips trembling, doing everything he could to hold it in. But when Taehyung looked at him one last time, Jungkook just couldn't hide it anymore. Fans are still talking about that heartbreaking moment that showed their unbreakable bond. What really happened behind those tears? Let's find out. When the lights dimmed and the music faded, the air inside the arena changed. Thousands of fans held their breath, their cheers turning into silence as Taehyung stepped forward. His voice trembled, just slightly, as he began to speak, words that carried more weight than any song could. "Thank you for everything," he said, glancing toward Jungkook, who stood just a few steps behind him. For a second, Jungkook smiled, that same bright, confident smile fans knew so well, but his eyes told a different story. He blinked quickly, his jaw tightening. Every camera, every fan, every member on stage could see it. Jungkook was holding back tears. Taehyung continued, his tone soft but heavy with emotion. "We've shared so many memories, but every ending has a beginning somewhere else." The crowd roared with love, but Jungkook's heart seemed to sink. He looked down, gripping the mic, trying to steady his breath, and then it happened, the moment no one could forget. Taehyung turned toward him, gave him a small, heartfelt smile, and whispered something the microphones barely caught. "You'll do great. I'm proud of you." That was it. Jungkook's composure shattered. His eyes filled instantly, and for a brief moment, he turned away from the crowd, but the cameras caught everything. Fans watching live gasped, and social media exploded within minutes. Jungkook cried. He tried to hide it, but you can see his heart breaking. Taehyung's goodbye hit him the hardest. No one expected the youngest member, usually so full of energy and strength, to be the one who broke first. But that moment revealed something deeper than fame, deeper than the spotlight. It showed their brotherhood. Backstage was silent, not the kind of silence that comes from peace, but the kind that follows an emotional storm. Jungkook sat alone for a moment, still in his stage outfit, staring at the floor. His hands were shaking slightly, clutching a water bottle he hadn't even opened. The cheers from the crowd outside echoed faintly, but his mind was somewhere else, replaying Taehyung's words over and over. Taehyung's goodbye wasn't just a simple farewell. It carried memories of every sleepless night they spent rehearsing, every laugh shared during long tours, every moment they stood side by side on stage facing millions. Jungkook remembered the first time he met Taehyung, how awkward and shy he had been, and how Taehyung was the one who made him feel like family. "You'll do great. I'm proud of you." Those words haunted him, not because they were sad, but because they felt like an ending to a chapter he never wanted to close. A soft knock came at the door. Jungkook didn't move. The door creaked open, and Taehyung stepped inside quietly, still wearing that same gentle smile. For a moment, neither said a word. The air between them was thick with emotion, memories, and gratitude. Then Taehyung broke the silence. "Hey, you were amazing out there." Jungkook looked up, eyes glistening. "Hyung, I try to keep it together." "I really did," Taehyung laughed softly. "You don't have to hide how you feel, Jungkook. We've been through too much for that." There was no need for more words. They hugged, not like idols on camera, but like brothers who had grown up together, shared pain, joy, and dreams. Cameras might capture tears, but only they understood the years behind those tears. Outside, fans continued chanting their names, unaware of the quiet, powerful moment happening just beyond the stage. A moment that wasn't for the spotlight, it was just for them. The next morning, the entire internet was on fire. Clips of Jungkook wiping his tears and Taehyung's gentle smile were everywhere, replayed, remixed, and analyzed by millions. The hashtags #TaehyungGoodbye and #JungkookCried dominated global trends within hours. Fans from all around the world couldn't stop talking about it. This is the realest moment we've ever seen from them. You can feel the love and pain in Jungkook's eyes. That hug said everything words couldn't. Every news outlet and fan account had something to say, from the symbolism behind Taehyung's goodbye to the raw emotion Jungkook couldn't contain. But what made the moment so unforgettable wasn't just the tears. It was what those tears meant. Behind the fame, behind the flawless performances, there were two young men who grew up together, who had faced the same storms, shared the same dreams, and carried each other through years of pressure no one else could understand. That night, Jungkook couldn't sleep. He scrolled through the endless fan posts, photos of him crying, fan edits of their moments, messages filled with love and heartbreak. Each one hit him harder than the last. He wasn't embarrassed. He wasn't hiding anymore. He finally whispered to himself, "They understand. They really understand." For Taehyung, it was different. Sitting quietly in his hotel room, he wrote something in his notebook, something he never planned to share. It was a message for Jungkook. "I didn't want to say goodbye, but sometimes to grow, we have to walk separate paths. And no matter where I go, you'll always be my brother." And somewhere, far away, Jungkook felt it. The connection that had started years ago, through music, friendship, and unspoken trust, was still there. Stronger than ever, the world had witnessed a goodbye. But for them, it wasn't an ending. It was the beginning of something even deeper. By sunrise, the world had turned Jungkook and Taehyung's farewell into a global phenomenon. From Seoul to Sao Paulo, from New York to Tokyo, timelines were filled with one thing: emotion. Fan edits flooded TikTok, each one soundtracked by soft piano music and Jungkook's tearful expression. Twitter threads unpacked every frame of their last performance together, breaking down the exact moment Taehyung's words made Jungkook's facade collapse. "You can see it right there." When Taehyung turns and smiles, Jungkook blinks fast. That's when he loses control. Some fans cried watching it. Others wrote letters, art, and entire essays online about brotherhood, growth, and love. One fan's post went viral. "They didn't just say goodbye, they showed us what real friendship looks like. The kind that hurts, but never ends." And, just like that, something shifted in the fandom. People weren't just sad, they were grateful. They felt honored to have witnessed such honesty, something that felt too pure for the cameras. Within hours, fan projects began forming around the world. In Seoul, fans placed white flowers outside the HYB building with handwritten notes that read, "For Taehyung and Jungkook, thank you for growing up with us." In Brazil, an LED billboard played a clip of Jungkook's tears with the words, "Real love never fades." In Japan, fans gathered in parks, playing BTS songs softly and lighting candles for Taehyung and Jungkook's eternal bond. Jungkook saw it all. He didn't say anything publicly yet, but his team noticed how often he refreshed his phone, scrolling through fan messages, liking small posts under fan accounts that barely had 100 followers. He saw everything. That night, he finally posted something on Weverse. Short, simple, but enough to make millions cry again. "I didn't mean to cry. I just felt everything at once. Thank you for understanding me." Fans lost it. The post gathered over 10 million likes in less than an hour. Taehyung quietly commented beneath it, "Don't hold it in next time. You looked beautiful when you cried." That one line, "You looked beautiful when you cried," became the most retweeted phrase of the week. Two brothers, two hearts, and a world full of people who felt like they were part of something eternal. Days passed, yet the memory of that night refused to fade. Jungkook tried to move on, throwing himself into practice, interviews, and recording sessions, but everything reminded him of Taehyung. The laughter, the stage cues, even the quiet moments before a show. Every silence felt louder now. One evening, after a long rehearsal, Jungkook